Hello everyone, so welcome back. Okay, so in this video let's try to do demo. Okay, so that is a copy activity in data factory. Okay, so this is our simple flow. Okay, so we have a Azure Blob storage. Okay, so where we'll create a Azure Blob storage, and we store a data CSV files inside the Blob storage, and we have to transfer the data, okay, from the Blob storage to Azure SQL Database. Okay, so for that we'll be using Azure Data Factory data pipeline. Okay, so this is what the entire flow is. Okay, so let's get started. So what I'll do, I'll just go here. Okay, so let's uh, delete this, or else we'll do everything in let's save and discuss. Okay, if I just check pipelines, okay, I don't have any pipeline. Okay, fine. So let's go and create a new pipeline. Okay, so this is our pipeline one. Okay, so we have created one, just a pipeline here. So first step is, okay, so you can see we need to create a blob, Azure Blob storage. Okay, so let's go, and I'll just go here. So let's go to a storage account. Okay, so let's create one more uh, storage account. Okay, so I'll just add it in the existing resource group, that is, or else you can just create a new resource group here. The storage name I'll give as ineuron 280. Okay, uh, ineuron storage 280. Okay, and the region I'll give East US, the standard, and I'll click on review and create. Okay, so let's click on create. So meanwhile it's create, what we can do is, okay, so our storage is completed. Okay, so let's go to the resource. Okay, so let's go to the container. Okay, so let's create a container, ineuron container 280. Okay, so let's make it blob, public access level. Let's click on create. Okay, so under this ineuron container 280, let's go to upload. Okay, let's click on to this. So data factory, so I need to upload these two files. Okay, I'll just upload it. Okay, so let's click on upload. Okay, so you can see upload is completed. Okay, so even you can just preview the data here. If I just click on the product CSV file. Okay, first we have a product CSV. So under the product CSV, okay, so okay, so you can see like this is what the product CSV file is, and we have a product category. So under the product category, okay, so this is our data under the product category. Fine. So we have done our first step, right? So we have created Azure Blob storage and we have added data to it. Okay, so let's prepare our destination as well. That is Azure SQL Database. Okay, so what I'll do, so let's go to Azure, new tab, and I'll just look for Azure Database. Okay, so SQL Database. Okay, so right now we don't have any database. So let's click on create. Okay, so Azure subscription. So under the resource group, I'll give this resource group which I've created. So database name, I'll just give ineuron db280. Okay, and the server name, I'll just create a new server name. So server name ineuron server 280. Okay, so East US, I'll just keep it. Okay, so here server admin login, I'll give Imran, and password. Okay, so let's click on OK. So this is the Imran server 280. So you can see Imran server 280 server I have just created. So here I'm using the general purpose. Okay, so let's go to the networking. Under the networking, so let's make it public endpoint, and please check this. Okay, even we can just do it once we create this resource. That is basically to allow resources and services to access the server, and even to add the current client IP address. Okay, or else you'll get error. So whenever you are accessing the query, okay, query editor. Okay, so so everything is set. So let's go and click review and create. Okay, so let's create. So it's creating the SQL database. So I'll just go to home here. So it will take few minutes to create this, and even have just kept ready to create a table inside this database. Okay. Okay, so deployment is complete. Okay, I'll just go to the resource. Okay, so this is my server. Okay, so let's go to the query editor. Okay, so Imran, I'll just give the password. Okay, so let's click OK. Okay, so here you am answered the tables. Okay, so you can see right now I don't have any table here, right? So so you can see ineuron db280 has been created, right? So ineuron database. So let's go and create these two tables quickly. I'll just copy this and try to run this query. So query succeeded. So let's do it one more, because we have uploaded two data set, right? So let's go and let's run this query. Okay, so I have just run the query. If I just go and refresh here, so inside the tables we have created the two tables. Okay, so our destination is set. Okay, so we have done the first step, right? So Azure Blob storage, we have uploaded two files, and at the destination we have kept ready, our tables are ready, right? So now let's go and create a pipeline. Okay, so how we can just copy the data from Azure Blob storage to the Azure SQL database. Okay, so now let's go to our data factory. So here inside the new, I can just create a new pipeline, but directly I just click on as ingest, where I can just copy data at scale once or in schedule. So let's discard and continue. Okay, so run. Okay, so this is the 5 steps I need to follow. First is under the property section. So first I need to select, you can see like, then we have a source, target, settings, and review and finish. Okay, so here under the property section, so select a copy data task type and configure the task schedule. So I need to run this only once, right? So I'm just creating a demo. So if you have any specific to schedule it, you can just schedule here, or else you can just have the multiple triggers. But yeah, so if if the triggers are depending on other triggers, you can just have the trembling window and you can just set everything, right? So we have discussed about the triggers. So I want to run this only once. Okay, and here like we have a task type, so built in copy task. Okay, so where you will get a single pipeline to copy data from 90 plus data source easily. And we have a metadata, that is a drive copy task. Okay, metadata is required to store in the external control tables to load data at large scale. So let's go with the built-in copy task. Okay, so let's go to the next. Okay, so here of course like we need to connect to the data source, right? So before connecting the data source, we need to create a linked service, right? So let's go and create a new connection. So new our data is in the blob storage, right? So I'll just click on to the Azure Blob storage. Let's click on continue. So here I'll just give the Azure Blob storage 2. Okay, so just remember, because this is the second time we're connecting, right, after the demo, for that reason I'm getting 2 here. Or else I can just give the connection name, that is iNeuron a new connection. Okay, so description, so I'll just keep it this integration runtime as default. Okay, or else if you want to create it, you can just create here. Okay, so here authentication, we are key account key, and from subscription, so this is what the subscription is. And the storage is, you can see, let's refresh. So yeah, so you can see I have created this new storage, that iNeuron storage 280, right? So now that I'll just show you that. So this is what, right? So iNeuron, this iNeuron storage 280, and that I have just stored this. Fine. Okay. So I've just created 280. So let's everything keep it default. Let's go to and click on create. Okay, so this is our connection, right? So we have just connected. Okay, so now like I need to select the data set. Okay, so first what I'll do, I'll just go to here, iNeuron connections. Okay, so let's click on to this product. Okay, so let's click OK. Okay, so you can see, so it's in the product iNeuron connection 280, and that we have a product.csv file. And okay, so let's click on next. Okay, so let's keep it, everything is default because it's comma separated, so no need to change anything. Okay, so let's go to the next. Okay, so if I just check here, it's comma separated, fine. Okay, so next. Yeah, here also you can just preview the data. Okay, so if I just click on preview data, you can see this is what the data is, right? So next, click on next. So target type, so here I need to, okay, so our source and target is completed. So I've just connected the new connection string, and I have connected with the source, that is blob storage. Now I'm just talking about destination, that is Azure SQL database, right? So I'll just go with the target type is Azure SQL database. And here also I need to connect the new connection, right? So I'll just go to new connection. So iNeuron SQL connection 280. Okay, so description, so here I'll just select Azure. So server name I need to give, so server name is iNeuron server 280, and the database name of course is iNeuron DB 280. And authentication, so username and password, so whatever I've just created while uh, and the password is right. And if you have the stored password in Azure Key Vault, you can just do that. Okay, fine, everything is created. Let's click on create. Okay, so you can see, so source and target. Okay, so here it's auto created. Okay, so now let's go to the next. Okay, so here it's doing all this column mapping. Okay, so you can see, so let's go to the next. Okay, so in final we have a settings. Okay, so here I can enter the name and description. Okay, so this is the task name. There's copy pipeline SSE. Okay, so if you want to have task description, or if you want to attach the fault tolerance, like if you want to skip the incompatible rows, you can just do. If even you can just perform all this, enable logging and all those things. Okay, so right now we'll keep it simple. Let's go and click on next. Okay, so this is our summary of whatever we have just selected. Next, go and click on next. Okay, so you can see our status is in progress. Okay, so it's finish. Okay, so if I just go to here author, and if I just go to the pipeline, so uh, yeah, so iNeuron, this is manage link services. So if I just go to the monitor here, okay, so this is what the pipeline name, that is copy pipeline SSE, right? So here also you should get, I'll just check here once again. So if I just go to author, and here I'm not able to see. Fine. Okay. So if I just go to the monitor section, okay. So this is what the our pipeline is. Okay. So let's try to open this pipeline. Okay. So you can see, so this is what the copy data, right? So our pipeline has been run. Okay. So if I just go to my server, okay. So let's refresh this. Okay. So inside the table, we have loaded the data for the, okay. So this is a blob storage file. Okay, so if I just try to run this product top queries. Yeah, so actually what we made the mistake is, let's see, have created the by default table. Okay, so while creating the settings, there was an option to choose the default table, existing table, or by default will create for you. Okay, so I've just by mistake I've just chosen like create for like Azure create for me, but I've not chosen the existing table. For that reason I'm getting empty here where I'm run. You can see like under the Azure blob storage file, you can see like this is the data I'm getting in the Azure SQL database, right? So if I just try to expand here, you can see like product IDs are the different columns we have, and under this product. Okay, so this is whatever I've just created, right? So by mistake you can see like I'm getting null here, because while creating the pipeline I have just not selected this default table. Okay, existing table, I've just created a new table, like the Azure will create for me. Okay, so here here I'm just getting values, that is from product. Okay, the Azure blob storage file. Okay, so yeah, so this is what we are getting the data, right? So this is how we can just create a pipeline. Okay, so even you can just check all the activities. If you're getting any errors, you can just go to the monitor, and even you can just check, go to the manage, okay, and view the errors and can try to rectify that. Okay, so this is about demo. Okay, so about the copying the data. Okay.